Before we start, I just dropped some new Roblox UGC accessories for you to check out with a talisman head and eye patch recolors alongside Kuma's hat and Bible from One Piece. If you're watching the One Piece anime, you already know that Kuma's the GOAT, but there's multiple options to mess around with for your drip. You can buy this now down below. Follow me on Roblox, join the group down below, and make sure to like and subscribe so I can hit 115k. Thanks, and let's begin. What's up guys, it's Punchy, and today we're diving into one of the wildest additions from the Titus update, and no, it's not the new weapons or enchants. This time, it's all about the synergy armor set bonuses, and these are crazy. These new effects are a serious game changer, and nothing like this has been seen in Deepwoken before, so let's break it down. Introducing the Might, Wrath, and Shock sets. If you've been running the new dungeon and casually picking up loot, you probably noticed the new armor sets being the Evan Spear armor, the Outlaw set, and the Shock Trooper set, and each of these can be upgraded to give talents. Each upgraded piece comes with a unique talent exclusive to that item, and here's the bonus. If you equip the full set, you unlock an additional synergy talent that only activates when you're fully suited up with the full kit. Additionally, some of these synergy talents go even further, requiring external investment like specific attunements or deep gems to reach the full potential. So for example, the Shock Trooper set, or I guess the Ascended version, which is the Specialist set, only triggers with Thunder or Gale, while others rely on slotted gems. No matter how you build them, these sets are going to be costly, eating up your armor slots and possibly locking you into an element. Let's break down each synergy tree and see what makes them stand out in today's Deepwoken meta. I'll first showcase all of the separate sets, and then I'll discuss how to craft them. So, starting off with the basics, let's discuss the Wrath Gem armor set. To obtain the entire kit and set bonus, you gotta be using the upgraded version of the Evan Spear kit to, get the full set. These talents only really shine when paired up with the Wrath Gem, and, that's how it's gonna be. On its own, the Wrath Gem works like a typical deep gem, and by landing a mantra with this gem, it boosts your next critical damage for a short time. That alone is already pretty strong, giving a flat damage buff, which is rare for Deepwoken, but with the right talents from this set, this synergy scales fast and hits pretty hard. One of the first talents you can get is Crippling Impact. When Wrath is active, landing a critical strike not only deals boosted damage, but also disables your opponent's vent for a few seconds. So, tempo and vent are already weaker in the current updates, but being able to lock vents by landing mantras and crits is a solid payoff for playing well. To push your crits and mantras even further, there's Repeated Blows. If a strength mantra is slotted with a Wrath Gem, landing a critical resets its cooldown fully. So, it's already an earned buff for hitting your crits, but you'll need to build around it to get full value, and the payoff is straightforward but pretty worth it. Next is Fatal Strike. If you land a guard break with a strength mantra slotted with a Wrath Gem, it deals extra damage and slows down the target. Guard breaks are fairly easy to get with very high strength mantras, so landing one means bonus damage on both your mantra and your next crit, and that's a strong synergy. Finally, with the full set, we unlock Lasting Trauma, a powerful lockdown tool. Any mantra hit with a Wrath Gem disables your opponent's critical for a short time. You don't even need to land the next crit, all you gotta do is connect the mantra. So while running the full set is expensive, this kind of mix-up and shutdown potential can seriously shift the pace of a fight, and that wraps up the Wrath synergy. Now, let's move on to the Might Gem. The Might Gem is very similar to any other deep gem, but it buffs posture damage on the mantra it's equipped. So, this elevates further after using the Ascended Outlaw set, which upgrades from the Western Outlaw set. With the Ether Pinpoint talent, mantras slotted with a Might Gem completely ignore posture bonuses from shields. So, it's basically a direct posture upgrade, and shields aren't too common in ganks, but this talent makes them useless when they do show up. It's like trading an armor investment slot for mantra pressure. If you're built for ganking, Stronger Under Pressure is probably worth trying out. It boosts posture damage from your strength mantras based on how many players are combat tagging you, and that's basically it, no gems required. It's especially strong in group fights and ganks, and the best part is it works with all of your strength mantras. For a bit more build investment, you can even run Mass Effect. This increases posture damage based on how many Might Gems you have equipped on your mantras, which can get crazy if you're fully stacked. So, the bonus posture is solid, but if you're slotting multiple mantras, you gotta be ready to commit to a posture damage playstyle. Finally, the full set unlocks Offensive Recovery. So, if all of your mantras have Might Gems, you recover posture whenever you hit somebody blocking with a mantra. It's basically Exhaustion Strike for mantras. Hitting blocks is pretty easy with the right build, so if you want to stay in the fight longer, this set bonus is probably worth the investment. Next up is the Shock Trooper Specialist set, easily the flashiest and most fun to use. So if you're into Mantra recolors and visual flair, this one's probably for you. The easiest talent to use is Volt Draft. By inhaling any Gale Mantra, your next M1 triggers a Lightning Strike. So it's a simple bonus damage effect on hit, and it even applies Thundercall talent effects and the stun, which is very powerful. To power up our Storm Strikes further, there's Storm Call. With this talent, if you shock any enemy, they take damage anytime they try to use a mantra while the status is still on them. The counterplay is pretty simple. All you gotta do is wait out the status, but it still punishes panic casts and it shuts down mantra momentum. It's a top tier lockdown tool and it's very basic, it's a bonus on top of landing the strikes. Now for some mobility tech, let's look at Flash Wind. With this talent, whenever you activate air pressure or overcharge, you gain an enhanced to upgraded dash. So air pressure is already easy to activate by dodging or hitting blocks with Gale, and overcharge works the same by blocking hits with your weapon and hitting blocks on other people. So basically, if you're already playing well by dodging and hitting blocks with any enhanced elemental dash, you get a better one with this talent. Finally, the set bonus from the Shock Trooper Specialist set lets you empower your mantras and trigger a Storm Strike by landing Gale or Thunder mantras. So any mantra from those attunements can proc this effect, but it needs to deal enough damage to activate it, and the damage you have to deal is kinda high to trigger this. What the bonus doesn't mention is that some mantras here also get recolors and noticeable damage buffs when used with this armor set. For Thundercall, Thunder Kick turns green alongside Grand Javelin and Electro Carve. These deal increased Thundercall damage with the full set equipped and are swapped colors with Gale Breath. Now for Gale Breath, Astral Wind, Gale Lunge, and Champion's Whirl Throw all turn yellow just like Thundercall with a very similar buff. If you noticed, all of these mantras are used by the Legion Shock Troopers, and it's a cool callback to something that we see in game. Honestly, just by seeing this, I think it could be a really good idea to make like a hybrid path for each of these attunements, or maybe, some variant path for the future, but for right now, we're getting a sneak peek, and this is really awesome. Also, back in the day, like before Deepwoken even released, I think there was like a Plasma or a Green Thundercall sort of thing. They might even add that back, which is interesting. Let's talk about the obtainment. To craft these items, you gotta beat Titus in the dungeon you're in, then head to the control room to use the special table. Only then can you craft these upgraded items, and sometimes there's multiple different ways to craft the same item, and I'll discuss them here. Starting with the reinforced war helmet, there's multiple ways to craft it, but here was the easiest for me. I ended up using the Evan Spear helmet, 1 World Serpent Scale, and 2 Wrath Gems. With the reinforced warplate, there's again a few routes to do this, but I decided to use a single World Serpent Scale, 1 Wrath Gem, alongside the base plate. With the reinforced war boots, there's only one method that I really know, and that was 5 Forged Needles, 3 Wrath Gems, and the base boots. For the Ascended Outlaw hat, one method worked using the base hat, 2 Curse of the Authoritative Enchant Stones, and 3 Might Gems. For the Ascended Outlaw robes, there's a few different ways to craft these, but I ended up using the base robes, a Promedon pelt, and 3 Might Gems. Finishing off the Ascended Outlaw boots, this required the base boots, 3 Gilda Needles, and 3 Might Gems. Next, with the Specialist helm, this had multiple ways to craft, but I ended up using 2 of the Warden's armor pieces, 2 Storm Enchant Stones, and the base helm. For the Specialist plate, this used a World Serpent Scale, 1 Storm Enchant Stone, and of course the base plate. Finally, with the Specialist boots, this used the base boots, 3 Windswept Enchant Stones, and 15 Smith's Alloys. Currently, those are just the methods that I use to craft each of the set bonus items, but they may change or add more to each set. Anyway, that's all for the crafting. Now that we've broken down all of the synergy sets, what do you think about these armor talent trees? Should Deepwoken explore even more high investment gear just like this? Drop your thoughts down below and I'll make sure the devs hear what the community thinks. Thank you so much to all my loyal fans and members who support my channel directly. If you like what I do, feel free to join up down below for even more content. If you want to contact me directly and have all the updates for all of my videos, join my Discord down below. Also, if you want to play with my guild, the Apothecary, that server is going to be linked too with my UGC. As always, thank you again and make sure to like and subscribe. I'm shooting for 115k subs and let's hit that goal. Have a good one. It's punchin' time.